Good morning, one and all. It's Sunday, the 10th of October, and it's game day. For those of you logging in from the thumbnail is no more. The two presenters of today's show have had to bail out for different reasons. So I had a decision to make. Does the show go on? Or do we cancel the show? And I thought, do you know what? Let the show go on. So yeah, so Ellie, we send big and warm vibes to, because Ellie's not feeling well. Yeah, she's really under the weather. She rang me yesterday. I don't know why, because she's mad, but she rang me yesterday, and she left me a voicemail which I could hardly hear, asking me to provide her with the the results, her scores and that. And I thought to myself, okay. So I called her back and I just said to her, look, shut, don't talk. Let me just send it to you, and let me send them to you, and I'll read them out, and you just listen to me. And she did that, and from doing that, she's been given her scores, but she cannot make it today. And then Ash was out and about and couldn't make it either. So I don't have Ash either with me today or here today. So as I said, I went ahead and I've done it myself. I'm going to get Adrian on because he said that he was available. So I'm only going for an hour today because I've got things to do before I do another show afterwards. So if you bear with me, I will message you across the link. Adrian always likes to have a talk about Tottenham. Right, just send it through to you, mate. So yeah, we're hoping that yeah. So as I said, warm vibes to Ellie. I hope Ellie feels better soon. She does miss streaming. I think she also misses talking as well because she can't talk properly at the moment. So yeah, good luck to Ellie and Ash. I can't remember why Ash, but Ash messaged me. She was away. She was going to be away this morning, or sorry, it's morning our time. She'd be away, so she couldn't come on the show today. And with that, I've decided to go and do the show myself. But as I said, quite a shame, and I think I've got blood. Yeah, it is. Oh, I did a show. Sorry, I said I thought I'd do the show. But anyway, let's start with got good morning from Shemtam. Says good morning, Mr. Bossman Jose. Get better soon, Eddie. Hope Ash is okay. And Drula is here. Good morning, Drula. And Drula says, morning, Jose and the Cockerel crew. And you have Eugene saying, usual. Hi everyone. Big up and leave you out. What did happen to my darling Ash? So people have tuned in, probably looking for two ladies, and then neither of them are here. So you've just got my ugly mug. Right. So she was travelling today. Ash was travelling today, so that's why she couldn't make it. But yeah, I don't know whether that's worked for Adrian and whether he's coming on or not. Have a look. But anyway, right, we played last week, as the title says, from Rams Park to Tottenham Hotspur Stadium. What do we expect? Big Ange, Koi Spurs team. Right, so yeah, so we played on Thursday night against Galatasaray. It's been talked to death by everybody. My two pennies worth are that we were disjointed for a whole hour of the game. I couldn't understand whether it's tactics or whether it's the players did what they wanted to do. But I found that Bergvall was playing up front with Lancashire. He was the furthest up, which then meant that we were short in midfield. It looked like we've never played with each other before. We weren't passing to each other. The passes were under hit. Drag us in, pulled out of position, dragged out of position all the time. completely got cooked. I don't think he won a challenge, to be honest with you. I don't think he won a challenge, but you know, we got away with it in the sense that it was always going to be a defeat in my eyes. After you watch the first hour, we were always going to get beaten. We were never going to win that game, or I didn't think we were. And then young Will got sent off. It was good that he got his goal. Don't get me wrong, good that he got his goal. Props to him, pure kudos to him. He'd be buzzing. 19-year-old scores his first ever first team goal away at Galatasaray. Doesn't matter where you score it. He scored now. He scored in the first team. He was 19 years of age. But then he got himself sent off, a bit of petulance. Then we had to empty the subs bench. And when we emptied the subs bench, we looked far, far better. And we were cutting them open. But there is also that Galatasaray were tiring, because Galatasaray did so much pressing. Sorry. Bear with me a second, Adrian. Yeah. All right, let me have a look at it again. And I'll be. Yeah, the reason why it didn't work, Adrian, is because I missed out a digit. I'm really sorry. I missed out a digit. Yeah, so as I said, so for me, yeah, the issue, they were tiring. We got into the ascendancy, got a goal back, a really good goal by Solanke, but that's not taking away the goals that Galatasaray scored. Were all absolutely through the middle, cut pieces. Is he there? Yeah, he's there. So we cut to pieces, and from being cut to pieces, we ended up losing 3-2. But that was Thursday night. That was Rams Park Thursday night. Today, it's the Tottenham Hotspur Stadium, and it's a Premiership game against Ipswich. And I will say good morning to you, Mr. Schroker. How are you, sir?
I'm fine. Looking forward to going to the game, but I'm lucky I can get there in 40 minutes. You know, I mean, so like, there's no hurry for me. Yeah, looking forward to the game.
You're not meeting a few people today, Adrian?
Yeah, I mean, I will do it. Be probably a quick meet. I mean, like,
was that before or after?
Charlie Biker and his dad will meet in the dispensary with Brad Matthews and Stephen Martin and another couple of guys who've got to know. So I will go and meet up with them. I mean, like, you know, you just sort of look at each other, didn't you? And then like say hello and that, and then like I'll just go to my seat, which is it's on the same level, but it's a bit of a walk around the top part of the stadium, you know, to get to it. So about 20 minutes before kickoff, I'll walk to my seat. So yeah, but yeah, it's an interesting one. I mean, you want to talk about Ipswich or?
Yeah. I'm just wondering because you were going to the game, so I was just, you know, let the people know that you're going and you're meeting people, because you've got Kate and Jim are there today. Leo's there today as well.
Yeah, sadly, Ellie. I think Ellie was meeting up with him. I don't know if she's met up with Ellie and all that, but she was well rough when she voice messaged me.
Yeah,
I gave her a few tips on her throat, like to try and help her out. But as
she rang me last night and she said to me, "Can you give me my scores that I did for the predictions?" She left me a voice note. I could hardly hear her because she's just coughing.
Yeah.
So I called her back because it's easier for me just to give them to her. So I called her back and my first words were, "Don't talk. I'll give you the results. Just get a pen. I'll give you the results. You write them down." She was like trying to talk to me and saying, "Just don't talk. Just go and get the pen and write the results down." So, and in the end, I gave them to her. And then I said, "Look, I wish you all the best. I hope you feel better." She's then just trying to talk to me. And I said, "Look, don't bother talking because, you know, she sounds rough and she needs to just get herself better."
Get well soon, Ellie. I'm sure you'll be back to your inimitable best. Like, you know
I spoke to Leo yesterday, and I rang Leo up to see whether he wanted to do this morning. To be honest with you, and it was 20-3. I called him, and he said to me, "I'm at Brisbane Road with a pint in my hand." So he went to watch the Orient yesterday. So because he's vlogging because when he was over last time, he went to watch Enfield Town, and then watched Tottenham the following day. Yesterday it was Orient, and they won 3-0, and then today it's Tottenham Hotspur for him. But I don't know whether he got to. I don't even know whether Donnelly came on because I know he was sub, but the goalkeeper definitely started in goal yesterday. So he would have seen Gunner.
Yeah. Well, Ipswich, I mean, in the 36 times, I think, stat for you again as usual. In the 36 times we've played a promoted team, we've won 32 of them, drawn 2 and lost 2. And Ipswich, I mean, I hear the fact that, I mean, Mark Cousins in our group, he was talking about when he watched them play early in the season, they played really well, shouldn't be underestimated. Well, we shouldn't underestimate any team, but when you take into the fact in 10 games, they've drawn 5 and lost 5, their confidence is not going to be sky high, is it, Jose? It's just not. So, I mean, and when you've lost that many games, they'll probably come to try and get a point. So they're going to sit back. So it may be that, I mean, we know there'll be changes after the Galatasaray games, but it may be that Ange does actually choose to start Maddison in this game. I mean, I wouldn't, but maybe he does, because this is not a team that's going to come toe-to-toe with us, are they?
Yeah, true. You got Nigel saying, big up Jose in the chat, much love all. Good morning, Nigel. Vindaloo's here saying, big up Jose and chat. Massive hangover. I can't see right now. And where Ellie, I bet she got a hangover too. She hasn't. I've just said she's ill. Vindaloo says, did I predict City to lose? Did you predict City to lose? I will tell you now, mate. I don't even know what the game City was. No, you didn't. You predicted a 2-2 draw. I'll tell you what, all I've got to say to you guys, anyone that does it, morning, Sheriff. Sheriff's here saying, good morning to you, Sheriff.
Morning, Mark.
And Vindaloo says, Drewlo, well, I'm not looking forward to it the way we are playing. I just got to hope Ipswich do something special. You don't support Tottenham, you lunatic. Anyway, right, with regards to that, what I will say is that this week in the predictions, halfway through the week, we're halfway through the predictions this weekend, and all I've got to say is that I think that last week's averages, obviously the fixtures will finish last week, the last week's averages were a lot higher than looking at this week's at the moment. Some people have done all right and some people have just done miserable, but here we go. But we still have our 7 games to go. But yeah, Ipswich today, the Sheriff says, I'll only give 1 score away as I'm top of the league. I did 5-1 to Spurs.
I did 2-1. I mean, because these teams, they low block you and and we tend to concede a goal. I probably should have gone 2-0, but I'm not changing.
Do you know what? I shouldn't be doing this, but because Vindaloo's here, I'm going to go back because Vindaloo's asked me to check something for him. And I will check it for him now. What's Vindaloo looking for? What match? Chelsea Arsenal. You've gone 1-4, Vindaloo. But Vindaloo, if you're still here, you've missed out on the bonus games. So do you want to do the bonus games, Vindaloo? If you do, I'll give them to you. Good morning, Side Dancer. Drula says she's praying for Ipswich to do you a favour, Vindaloo. Right. What's she saying? Side Dancer says, hi, everyone. Hi, Sai. Nigel Purecore says, I saw my results and wow, another bad week for me. Let's hope Sunday's better. It's everyone. Grant's here. Good morning, Grant. How are you, mate? I hope you're well. Grant is smarting because they beat us 4-2 on Friday. So Grant is happy. Yes, please. So Vindaloo, Inter Milan versus Napoli. Because you missed out on that. So you can do it if you want, Vindaloo. Inter Milan versus Napoli. And whilst we're doing that, I'll let Adrian.
Second.
Sorry? Top versus second. That's right. Yeah. Adrian's got it. It's top versus second. I need to find Vindaloo. So Vindaloo's go 3-2. Right, the next game, I think you've only missed one because the Leeds game's already gone. The next one was Stuttgart versus Eintracht Frankfurt. Right, I'm going to let you in a little story, right? Yeah, look, Grant's saying to me, Jose didn't want it in Friday night football. Jose was annoyed. You know he's annoyed, don't you, Grant? Did anyone put a Brighton to win side? Yeah, miraculously so. A lot of people did. A lot of people did. I spoke to David Shear yesterday, and I spoke to Peter Kagayas yesterday, and I told them both, well before the game started, that initially I went for 2-1 to Brighton, only to change my mind, and I changed it 4-1 to Man City. So I've gone 2-1 Brighton, changed it at the last minute to 4-1 City. So, but no, with the 1-4, which is going for a 2 draw. And the last one for you, Vindaloo, is Leganés versus Sevilla. I changed mine, but no, the 2-1 result, to be honest, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 people predicted 2-1 to Brighton. So they did all right.
David Clark's comment.
Grant saying 4-2 win Friday night football, 2-1 win over Man City. Life is good. Yeah, for Brighton, being a Brighton supporter, you must be happy. And then you've got David Clark just came in to say hi, that one of the greatest coaches of all time lost the plot. He brought on the boomer and a crippled player with no legs left in him, and old man Silver. Brighton brought on power. Do you know what? We are here to talk about Tottenham, but we can talk about the other games as well. Did you watch the City game? No.
Yeah, I did actually. First half, Brighton City should have been out of sight, shouldn't they? They created the chances, but I'm going back to it again. You know, they've got De Silva and they play their Matheus Nunes and all that. But I've always been one that said, like, when we've been linked with wide players, look, I don't care how good they are, how tricky they are, how skillful they are. You know what I mean? I mean, gone are the days when you paid the entrance money to watch a Waddle, you know, or a Hoddle and wasn't worried, didn't have expectations about winning anything. You went to watch certain players. But my argument in today's game, your wide players have got to score goals. We've even been linked with Grealish, but a great player, good player recently, but he doesn't score goals. That's no good. It's no good.
So, but for me though, Adrian, in all honesty, football's been ruined. Everyone plays the same way.
Yeah,
it's been ruined. No one plays differently. Everyone plays the same way. I mean, yesterday's game, who was it? Liverpool versus Aston Villa. Did you see the high lines they were both playing?
I didn't watch that game.
Okay, so
I don't think nothing for the Man City. You know what I mean?
It was high lines. Man City, for Brighton, high lines. You watch all these games; they all play with high lines. But do you know who's the only team that plays with a high line is? Tottenham Hotspur. It's magnified. It's just Tottenham Hotspur. All the teams do it. All the teams play exactly the same systems. But
this year we've seen. I mean, I'm expecting the same today. This year we've seen sort of Spurs have been like 3-4-3 or 4-3-3, and we do push. I mean, I've seen 2 on the halfway line when we've had one of those attacks, but it's not a question of like having 2 parked there, like others would allude to, other fans would allude to in the past. It's not like that. There's been lots of changes and tweaks, you know, and then just took justified criticism when he's got it wrong, and he's took praise when he's got it right. And you're going to get the same reaction all season.
So, but the thing, right? But as I said, everyone's playing the same kind of football, and I just wish that some teams did it their own way. Now, whether people need to work out a system to break down the systems that other people are all playing at the moment, I don't know. But to me, I'd just rather people just play a different system, because it's just becoming too samey at every team that plays. Man City are an aging team, says Grant. Baloo, good morning to you, sir. Says big up Jose and Adrian. Good morning, Baloo. Ian says that he's clicked on the Ladies Takeover show. You certainly have.
Morning, Ian, or afternoon? No, it's still morning.
An aging team, especially in the middle. De Bruyne, David Clark says De Bruyne couldn't even jog, let alone run. didn't track back. City was carrying him, and it cost them the game. Both City wingers were woeful.
True.
Vindaloo, yes, I've got your scores, mate. Ian Meth says Villa didn't play a high line; they were attackers laying back. Ellie is here. She said, "Hello, Theo."
Really?
Theo dropped off Leo at the station, so he'll be there now, lapping it up. The match day atmosphere already. Unfortunately, I can't go as my throat and my cough too bad still. I've told people that the reason why I've done the show is I didn't cancel it. In the end, I ended up putting it an hour back to 10 o'clock last night and thought I'd just leave it, even though I knew that Ellie and Nash couldn't make it today. But Adrian offered to come on, which means that I've got a trusty steed with me. David Clark says, saying, trust me, Spurs will spank Ipswich today. Solanke will get a hat-trick. And David, you've gone for a 4-0 victory, so it means that
Loving the positivity, David. Loving the positivity.
3 goals for Solanke can fit in for you. And then you've got Queen Ellie saying, hi, all in the chat. Big up Vinders here. Nice and early, I see. The Sheriff says, exactly. Praise when it's good, criticism when it's bad. Ellie, you pisshead. I bet you were pissed up with Leo. No, she wasn't. And then you've got Sheriff saying, morning early. Ellie, I hope you get well soon. And Ian is saying, good morning all, by the way. You might be having a better morning than us. I bet that you've woke up to glorious sunshine, Ian. And here there's a bit of a chill in the air at the moment. It's not cold, but there's a chill in the air. I don't know what it's like in London because you've got undergrounds and all sorts, and that heats up through the pavements and that. But you've not been out yet, Adrian, have you?
No, it's cold. I think last night it was 6. 6 was the max. I mean, today I think the max is 11. So wrap up warm if you go out the game, guys. You know,
there we go.
Especially if you're high up in the stadium because it can get a bit cold up there.
Yeah, but we see you on screen with your robes and all that, so we have no reason at all to believe that you won't be well wrapped up, mate.
Yeah, I won't be wearing the robe at the ground. Not even a navy blue one.
Drew says, Auntie Ellie, hope you get well soon. I had the same thing. David Clark says, Tottenham Hotspur ladies just sat their coach for the team he put out yesterday. It was a joke. Beth England international centre forward on right midfield, a midfield player up front. It's a joke. I saw an interview with the Dutch chap, and he said that Jessica Naz is a 9. Is a 9, is a centre forward. I always thought that she played out wide, but yeah, he said she is a centre forward. So yeah, make of what you will. So you've got Beth England winning international caps for England, and all her previous clubs has been a centre forward. Now she's a right midfielder. But yeah, you know, at the end of the day, they get paid the big bucks to make the decisions. Ian says, I'm in Scotland now. No golf due to the rain. Oh, you're back over. I thought you was over here. I thought you were still in Spain. It's bloody raining here, says the Sheriff. My palm trees are wilting. Ian, it would have been myself and Ash, but don't Jose and Adrian make lovely women. You get, and it is a right pair of fannies. But yeah, going to today's game. Yeah, today, Adrian, it's in the review. Every time we play, I always say it's in the review. Don't look at your last game, look at your next game. Regardless whether we've won or lost, I always say it, look at your next game. And there will be a different lineup today, I would have thought. And you go to the home game, so Adrian, so you're going to know this already for yourself, because I don't know, you're there at the stadium. I always feel comfortable when Tottenham are playing at home.
Yeah.
This season, Tottenham have been solid at home.
It's a fortress. I mean, but every team's home ground is a fortress. When they try to allude when we first moved in, will it or won't be, you know, and all the media and all that. I mean, you look at even the lesser teams without being disrespectful to them. They don't stay in the Premier League on their away form. It's because their home form, they get the draws and the wins necessary to keep them up. They might get one away win a season or something like that. So, no, it is a fortress. And I think it will just become an even stronger fortress as the seasons go by, you know. Like the fans are the 12th man when they're in the mood. Sometimes, but it's not the same for every game, though, is it, with the fan base? Because, you know, if you're playing Arsenal, it's a total different atmosphere. If you're playing Chelsea, it's not got quite the same edge as Arsenal, but then, West Ham, not really. We don't really consider them a great rival like they do us. But then you get Man City, Man United, Liverpool. There was another three. So they're sort of, the fans are up for that. But if you're playing Ipswich today, sometimes at the stadium, you do get that sort of ambient atmosphere where people just sit back and think, right, okay, it's Ipswich. You entertain us, We'll save our energy or we won't sing so loud. But maybe they'll prove me wrong today. I don't know. I mean, we're doing okay, aren't we? I mean, we've started, but we're in 3 cups. And the FA Cup doesn't start till January the 10th and 11th. So we're in 3 cup positions. We're still in a good position in the Europa League. And 19th of December, we've got 9 games, but we got Man United on the 19th, in the quarterfinal. So everything to play for, there's everything to play for. And like people should be sort of seeing growth by the time we get through to the end of December,
Yeah. So you got the sheriff says fortress at home, but we travel on a paper airplane. Grant says, Jose, my missus has that mug, but with a letter N on it. And she would have a letter N on it because her name's Nikki. So Nikki would be an N on her mug. David Clark is piling in on the ladies and saying, if Naz is a 9, then I'm 6'3", handsome 29-year-old with hair and have 2 ladies on my arm. Spurs have 2 international number 9s and he plays a 4'5" stone winger, 4 foot 5 stone winger as a number 9 spot. Sack this clown. Yeah, so Ipswich today, they got I like the look of their forward, the young boy, Delap.
Is he the son of Rory Delap?
I think so, yeah, Liam Delap. He came from Man City. But have you seen him? Have you seen him at all play?
No.
Okay. If he plays today, I'm hoping this doesn't happen. He's an absolute battering ram. He's chunky. He's a big, chunky boy. And he likes running at defenders. He's like roughing defenders up. He's been one of the positives for Ipswich. I think they paid, don't quote me, but I think they paid 20 million to Man City for him.
Right.
Because he couldn't get into the starting lineup of Man City. And I'm looking at Man City and I'm thinking to myself, I'm not going to question Pep, but I'm thinking to myself, when Haaland's on it, or you need to give Haaland the rest and take him off and that, the lap would have been ideal for him because they sold Alvarez, didn't they? And I thought the lap would have been ideal for him. But, he makes them decisions and he gets rid of them. But going through yesterday, mate, Brentford-Bournemouth, I've not watched any of these games on Match of the Day yet, but I know the results. Brentford-Bournemouth, a 3-2 win for Brentford. Absolute carnage of a game. 5-goal thriller there.
Yeah, the only game I watched yesterday was the Man City game.
Palace.
I didn't watch the others. I haven't watched the highlights either, like you.
Yeah, I haven't either. I've not watched them either. Palace 0, Fulham 2. Palace.
I had the Fulham win, but I didn't have I had the 2-1, I think. So, yeah. Fulham got a very, very good record at Palace. That's why I went for the win. So it's just
Everton,
one of them.
West Ham 0, Everton 0. So I think the stay of execution for Lopetegui stays. So he'll probably end up staying now.
I had 1-1 for that. So, yeah.
I wasn't going through the predictions. I was just saying what the scores were.
Yeah.
0-0 for them, but by all accounts, Everton played them off the park.
Yeah,
that's what I was hearing.
Yeah, I was at the radio in the background while I was doing stuff, so I was listening to the scores as they were coming in. So,
and he's not here today, but the mighty Ryan must be relieved because Wolves beat Southampton 2-0.
First win for them, isn't it?
Yes, and it takes them 3rd from bottom, so they leapfrogged 2 teams by winning that game. They've leapfrogged Southampton. Southampton dropped down, but so did somebody else. It might be Ipswich that have dropped down a place as well. It might be Ipswich that have dropped down, but they've gone into 3rd from bottom now. But looking at them, they've only got a -7 goal difference. So where the other teams around them are like in double digits and that, they've only got -7. So, but he's going to be really happy with that result, Ryan G. 2-0 to Wolves. I will say that most of the gang went for a Wolves win yesterday, so most of the gang scored points. Brighton 2, Man City 1. Brighton 2, Man City 1. Brighton came out and did what they did with us in the second half to Man City.
Yeah.
But in saying that, I felt that we played a better first half against Brighton than what Man City did.
Yeah, we did.
So it just shows that football's different, and you know, at the end of the day, it's viewed through different eyes. What makes me laugh, Adrian, right, is that if you and I and let's say everyone in the chat, we're shown a piece of football, or we watch a segment live together. It'd be interesting to see if we had to repeat what we've just seen. Do you think that we'd get 10 of the same version?
No.
And that's why football is it's opinionated, because you see what you want to see through your own eyes.
It's fine margins. It always is fine margins. I mean, it's a lot of these games each season are close. When you get these shock results, they'll go, "Oh yeah, this is a surprise." We've watched enough of the Premier League since 1992 to know that these results happen every season. The surprise results. I expected City to win at Brighton. You know, you do get, even though Brighton are a good side. I mean, they've beaten about 4 of the top sides up there now, haven't they, this season? They've come from behind. I think there was a stat in the game yesterday that whenever they've been 1-0 behind, they've gone on and won the games or something. So, yeah, but they're a good side. They've got a young manager. He's only about 30, isn't he? 31 or something like that. And they're doing well. Fair play to him.
I don't know whether Grant's here, but the team that came off the pitch on Friday night before us, right, who we replaced, so they come on because they're on the earlier game. A couple of their boys play with us on a Monday, and one of them's a Brighton supporter, and his name's Kieran. And I told him when he came off the pitch the other night, I said to him, "Do you know what? You're the fucking spit for Hertzler." He looks the spitting image of Hertzler. Every time I see Hertzler, I think it's Kieran. So, and I said that Grant was with me, and I called Kieran Hertzler. I said, "You look exactly like him." So, but yeah, Brighton have done. It's not just Brighton. I said at the start of the season, right, that I felt the league was shrinking, right, and it becomes tighter. The league becomes tighter, and so far, from what I've seen this season so far, I've got no reason to doubt it. You go and look at the top of the Premiership at the moment, and you think to yourself, "Wow, you know." I'm going to bring it up. Bring the table up now. Hold on, sorry. Let me bring the table up. Because Tottenham win today, and you get a draw between Chelsea and Arsenal. Tottenham could be right up there, couldn't they?
Yeah. I mean, you need to go on a winning run, and then we'll see what happens. You know, I usually sort of judge the season when we're halfway through it. Once we're on 19 games in, it's all.
Yeah, you would do.
Yeah,
but looking at that, so you got Tottenham are down in 9th, but the goal difference is plus 11.
Yeah.
So with that goal difference of plus 11, you win your game, you go straight to 19 points. Forget about every other team. So even winning our game today, we'll go above Brighton on goal difference.
And even looking at Brentford's goals fors and Man City's, we're all tied on 22 goals. Goals is not a problem for us. You know, we just need, if we can keep the goals against down, we'll have
Brentford and Man City. Yeah, but we will be top goal scorers at the end of the day, because Brentford and Man City have played a game more than us at the moment.
Yeah.
So looking at the league table, you beat Ipswich today. Even a 1-0 victory puts you on plus 12 goals. So even a 1-0 victory puts you above Brighton. It just all depends on, if Chelsea Arsenal draw, then you're above both of them with goal difference. If Forest were to get a loss today, then you go to Tottenham going to 3rd place on goal difference. If Chelsea Arsenal draw, that is, and Forest lose, Tottenham go 3rd on goal difference. The league is tight, and that means that everybody's 4 points off, providing the results go the way I'm saying. everyone's 4 points off City, but Liverpool have quietly gone about their business, Adrian. No one's talked about Liverpool. So when people say title challenges, everyone's talking, and they still are now. You know, you can never rule out City. Let's be honest, you can never rule out City, and everyone's talking about Man City. But Arsenal were talking about themselves. But no one's bloody discussed Liverpool. I listen to lots of radio and stuff like that, and everyone says, and no one, and everyone talks about this, but no one ever mentions Liverpool. And I'm thinking to myself, hold on, but Liverpool are top. Liverpool have been top for a while now.
Yeah, and everyone raved about them, and then they go and lose at home to Forest, and then you start thinking, and I haven't seen enough of Liverpool to form an opinion. I don't rate Darwin Núñez, and Diaz is a tricky little winger. All right, he scored goals against Man United away when they won there. And who have they played though? I mean, I think Slot said even in one of his press conferences, "Oh, we haven't really played anyone yet." I mean, did he mean away from home or what? I mean, there's going to be lots and twists and turns. I'm not the lead they've got. Not yet, not convinced. I mean, like you say, we get to Christmas, it could all be points between teams. You know, it won't. I don't see Liverpool running away with the league. Let's put it that way. Will they do a Leicester though? Who knows? Who knows? I could be totally wrong. I just don't see it. There'll be a lot of tight games, and then it's how they react when they lose. Or, I mean, in this league, you can quietly go and draw 4 games on the spin, and suddenly the closing pack is all around you. You know, so
yeah.
I mean, it's too early. It's too early. I mean,
right, Liverpool this season. I'm going to tell you now. Right, Liverpool this season. So the league started in August. Yeah. Yeah. Right. So Liverpool have beaten Ipswich away 2-0. Brentford at home 2-0. Man United away 3-0. Then they lost at home to Forest 1-0. They've beaten Bournemouth at home 3-0. They've beaten Wolves away 2-1. Crystal Palace away 1-0. They beat Chelsea at home 2-1. They drew 2-2 at Arsenal. And they beat Brighton 2-1. And now they've beaten Villa 2-0.
Yeah, the last 4 results are like you'd take those results if you're Spurs, even, you know, beating those teams at home and getting the draws and that, wouldn't you? So like, it looks like they've gained a bit of momentum from their easy start. It's nice, good to have an easy start and build a bit of momentum. Then you got confidence going into tougher games, haven't you? Yeah. So Chelsea against them, well, that could have gone either way. I watched that game. Chelsea could have quite easily got a point there, but they didn't. The game against Arsenal, I fancied to draw there at Arsenal, actually, because Arsenal was stuttering a bit before then.
So their games come after the international break, Adrian. They got Southampton. Right, they're at home. They're away to Southampton. Right, but then after that, on the 3 days later, December's mad for every team. There's 9 games for everyone in December. It's madness, or for most teams. So Liverpool in December, after that game, Liverpool are then at home to Real Madrid in the Champions League. Then they're at home to Man City, away to Newcastle, away to Everton, away to Girona in the Champions League, home to Fulham. Then they're away in the quarterfinal of the Carabao Cup to Southampton. Then they're away to Tottenham, home to Leicester, away to West Ham. So the month of December seems to be away games galore for them.
Yeah, I mean, and we got 9 games in December because now we've got the Carabao Cup quarterfinal on the 19th.
Yeah.
But so look, we have these debates all the time when fans go, the next 5 games we should win 4 out of them and blah 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 and all that. It never works out that way, does it? Because I mean, like, every game is a hard game. Every game. When they're saying, "Oh, we're playing Arsenal away," or then we've got Ipswich, I'm thinking like Ipswich today would be an easy game. It will still be a tough game. They're all hard games. I mean, and like our fixtures, I think on the 23rd we got Man City away, but then you go and look at it like you've read out results there. Man City got, I don't know if that included yesterday's game when they lost, but they had like 3 away games on the spin. They've got away games on the spin before they play us at home. So you don't know how they react, because the English teams didn't do too well in Europe this week, did they?
No, but the thing is, right, is I've never said, and like you, right, football was never played on paper.
No.
So people will look back and say, yeah, but we beat them, or we're on a run of this and we're on a run of that. Football was never played on paper. You can never always look at your next game. Don't look at what you've done in the past. And I say that win or lose. Don't look. Thursday's gone. The result that we had the week before in the midweek, that's gone. Every game is gone. You've got to focus on your next game. But when you look forward, all I'm saying is that when you look forward to Liverpool December, the majority of their games are away from home. That's all I'm saying. I'm not saying they're winnable, losable. I'm just saying that the majority of their games are away from home. You tend to think that teams would find it harder away from home than playing at home. And that'd be the same for everyone. You'd like to think that. And it's just that they've got a run of games away from home. That's all. That's what I'm saying for them. I mean, I don't know what our December looks like. I think we've got a mixed bag of home and away. I don't think we're lopsided one way or another. But Liverpool seem to be lopsided, where it's weighted that they're going to be majority of the time away from home. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah, and we've also got. I mean, you don't like to look forward. I don't like to look forward as a doom monger, but realistically, I mean, we've got VDVs on 4 yellow cards, or they should be back after the international break. I think Bentancur and Basuma on 3 each. I mean, I might be wrong there, but we got a couple more on 3 yellow cards. I keep updating the yellow card watch. So, to go 18 games without them lot, another 9 games without, if those play without picking up yellow cards, especially in midfield where you're going to pick up more, then I don't see it. And injuries, we're coping at the moment, but we don't want many more. You know what I mean? So that all plays a part, doesn't it? Like with injury and suspensions, we don't know whether the hammer's going to fall on Bentancur in a bad way with this FA thing yet.
Do you know what, Adrian? I'm glad you mentioned that. Sorry to cut you in. Do you think? I don't think anything's happening with that Bentancur thing.
I think he should get a suspended warning. I think it's pretty clear. I mean, it was wrong what he said, but I just think it was. Come on. I mean, like it's not like there's been no outrage from anyone else. It was like politically motivated anyway, because the FA probably wouldn't have wanted to get involved. So someone's prodded them. So because it took them so long. I mean, if they were really that keen, why didn't they jump on it when it first happened?
But this is what I'm saying, Adrian. When they, everyone's got a right to appeal. Everyone has the right to appeal. The appeal was about, or you had the right to reply, should I say? Because you're an appeal, you've got to be sanctioned. So you got the right to reply to the charge. That right to reply was over. It was over 2 months ago when that right to reply went back in. Now, obviously, they're not going to share the details of that to the public. But I would have thought that Bentancur's or whoever legal team, whoever's assisting him in this, would have turned around and said, it was out of the Premiership's jurisdiction because it was out of season. Why are you getting involved? Blah blah blah. And I think that something like that has gone in. I might be wrong. I think something like that's gone in, and it's made them think twice, type thing.
Yeah.
And then what you're trying to find is all the legal loopholes in order how to progress this case forward. But for me, at the end of the day, give him the slap on the wrist. Give him a slap on the wrist for what's happened, because it's obvious that it hasn't affected him and Sonny. And I just think that if he was going to get done, if he was going to be sanctioned for something, I thought the sanction would have been done ages ago. I thought from that appeal, within a week or so, sanction would have been passed. Because when you get someone like, let's say Mohamed Kudus, right, with the sending off against Tottenham, right, he had a right to appeal that red card, because you get a right to appeal. but you get till the following Thursday when it's happened to appeal, and then after you've made your appeal or whatever, then they pass a sanction across there, and they confirm the sanction. Well, whether he appealed or not, his sanction went that he got a further 2 games, didn't it? So therefore, this can happen straight away. So the mere fact that this hasn't happened for over 2 months leads me to think that someone is trying to look for a loophole, and I think that someone is the Premier. They're looking for a loophole, right, to make it stick. And Bentancur and his team are saying no, blah blah. And I just think to myself at the end of the day, this has dragged on long enough, because we're all saying week to week, don't know whether Bentancur is going to be available. Don't know whether Bentancur is going to be available because he's got the hammer over him. Don't know whether he's going to be available. So we need to get to an end of this. A decision needs to be made either way.
Yeah, I mean, when you look at other incidents, you have to look and see, well, would they want to make an example of Bentancur, which then we would consider unfair when you compare what punishments have been handed out by other FAs. I mean, you look at the Uruguayan incident where they banned from playing international football. Players were involved in that. And then you look at the Argentina incident, which because they were under FIFA competitions, it come under FIFA jurisdictions.
Yeah, common bowl.
Because this was in between tournaments, they're saying it comes down to FA. But like you alluded to, but does it? This is the thing. Does it?
Yeah,
it's out of season. So because it's out of season, does it mean their jurisdiction ends? Or do the FA have powers over our players when they're on holiday? What about when Dele Alli and all that are having laughing gas on holiday and things like that? Well, nothing was done. Nothing was done about that. He was club probably had words with him, but I'd hope they did anyway. But there's lots of things that happen out of seasons. I mean, players go on the lash. Well, nothing wrong with that. But you know what the media's like. Any story's a story, So
go back to the mid 90s on the old dentist chair in Bangkok and stuff like that.
Yeah, why didn't the FA punish the players there then? I mean, you're not setting a poor example and encourage people to get stoned out their heads, you know what I mean, or whatever.
Yeah, but then England wouldn't have had a side to put out in the 96 Euros if they'd done that, because the whole team was at that event, weren't they? So Ian is saying, you have no idea how bad West Ham was. Shocking teams, both scared of their own shadows. Drula says that Ryan was buzzing last night on Jesse's stream, and I was expected to be. The Sheriff is saying the mighty Green Army won 1-0 away at Southend, so that would be Yeovil Town. Then you've got, when we were talking about the league table, you've got, please God, don't let that happen. I promise to go to church every Sunday. He doesn't want us to go above Arsenal. Johnny the Vasco's here. Johnny Bethnal Green says, morning, Adrian and Jose, or Joey, as I'm called now. I'm fondly known as Joey. Me and the missus were talking about the league last night. Grant says any team can beat anyone on the day in this league, and then says, Vindaloo says, I thought Liverpool having a new manager bounce, but yesterday they were playing clock footy with those deadly counter attacks from the corners. Liverpool are top of the Champions League thing too. December is when you see. Grant is saying December is when you see. Here we go. December is when you see the teams that have European football get put to the test. Graham's here. Good morning, Graham. Says, good morning, Jose and Adrian in the chat. It's game day. Let's go. Come on, you Spurs. Grant also says, after being in the Europa League last season, I completely understand how playing twice a week can really take a toll on your squad. Ellie's got the right idea, and she's saying, smash the like button. Please, Huns. Vindaloo saying, I'm not making any excuses. Right, but he is, because he says, I'm not making excuses, but we played Liverpool, Newcastle, Tottenham, City in at PSG, and now Chelsea, with 3 games played, with 10 men, and a shitload of injuries. You are making excuses then, Vindaloo. You're saying you're not making excuses, but you are making the excuse of having injuries and playing shit. Yeah, how are Liverpool under the radar? It's crazy.
They're not under the radar, are they? But what I mean, all the pundits, they flip-flop all the time. They make me laugh, actually. oh, whenever a team's doing well, they're all like bigging them up, which is fair enough, right? Oh yeah, they got a chance, blah blah blah, and all that. But I wait. The first signs to me around the Christmas period are when a points gap opens up. And all right, Liverpool got a points gap now. Will they still have it at Christmas? We'll see with these European games. It's too early. It's miles too early. If not, well, why not give them the trophy now then? You know what I mean? It's too early.
And then you've got Daniel here, says small down to us both. Small down, Daniel. Small down. Good morning, mate. Yeah, I understand what you're saying, Adrian, but the gap, right, if we were saying, right, if people were saying, because we were all saying it, if we beat Arsenal, then the gap to Man City goes to 8 points, right, and we lost to Arsenal 1-0, right? But no one's talking about the gap of Liverpool. Liverpool got a 5-point gap over City, and whatever happens today in today's scores, they will remain with at least a 5-point gap against City because no one can close City's points down. That is already a gap. And I know what you're saying, wait till after Christmas, stuff like that. But if people were saying earlier on that 8 points is too much to hunt down already at this time of the season, well, they're already 5 clear of Man City. So are we saying it's a 2-horse race now rather than nobody else is involved?
I think what will depend on who like wins will be the round robin games against the top teams. I mean, like if you're considering there's a top 6 teams, they've got to play each other. There's 10 games there. There's 30 points up for grabs. So as you tick them off, you know the best team should beat the lower teams, right? So it's usually down to the round robin games. I mean, last season Arsenal went to Man City and got a draw. You know, this season similarly.
Is that when they parked every bus in London up at the Etihad?
Yeah, but this season they went there and they give it a bit of a go. You know, I mean, the only controversial point was the ref not letting Walker get back into position when they scored. You know, I mean, and the ref did screw up there. But I understand Man City's fans' angst at that, but City are stuttering at the moment. And because they're stuttering, everyone's writing them off at your peril. Don't write them off. They're a very good team. You know what I mean? So. Yeah. So, I mean, no, the round robin games will determine who wins the league. And it may well be Liverpool. It may well be Arsenal, you know. Hope not, Vindaloo. Nothing against you, but your team. No, thank you.
So are we already, and I'm just asking the question now in general, are we already discounting then Forest, Brighton, Tottenham, Chelsea?
I wouldn't discount Chelsea out of that group.
Even though the table, Villa, Newcastle, Man United. I mean, to me, as I said before, I said at the start of the season I felt that the league would be condensed, and it is. It's exactly what I said it's going to be at the moment. Is it condensed, right? But you've got people's top 10s, right? And this will change because we're only 11 games in. West Ham were in most people's top 10s. They're 14th. Manchester United were in a lot of people's top 6s. Never mind top 10. They sit 13th. Newcastle, some people had them in the top 6 as well. They sit 12th. So then you look at the top 10, and I know the point. I know Liverpool have got the 28 points, but you got Forest, Brighton, Chelsea, Arsenal to play today, and then you've got Fulham, Villa, and then us. We pick up 3 points today. We're right up there. Place-wise, we're right up there. Would still be 9 points off Liverpool, but like you said, everyone's still got to play each other. So that's what I'm saying. Do we all just discount, or are we saying that it's just a couple of teams can win this, or do you think that that there are a few teams that can win it? Sorry, can I just stop for a second? DJ Samuel, thank you very much for the super chat. Says Luca Williams. Buying it one for the future. Come on, you Spurs. And I've got Angus here saying, good morning all today. It's a must-win game. Right, just for Angus and DJ, it's only because you two left the show early on Friday. You've both not given me your predictions for the bonus games. So if you'd like to give me your predictions for the bonus games, I can take them from you now. Just want to make sure that I'm right. Yeah, Angus, you missed it. Right, Angus, you didn't give me a score for Tottenham versus Ipswich, Angus. Sorry, Adrian, I might as well just catch up with these people. It only makes it fair for these people.
No, go ahead.
Angus, you need to give me a score for Tottenham versus Ipswich, which you haven't done. And then DJ and Angus, I will ask you both for the bonus prediction games. I'll take them off you now, if possible. Angus, are you around or not? Is he there or what?
Those teams you mentioned while he's giving you the score, I actually think that Liverpool, Man City, Chelsea and Arsenal are the teams, they've got the squads to really challenge for the league. Will we challenge for it? No. I think top 4 is achievable. It may go to top 5 for Champions League if the coefficient's good at the end of the season for us. It may well get the 5th spot. I think we can get top 4.
Sorry, Angus and DJ, Nice versus Lille. Sorry, carry on, Adrian. I'll just grab the results they're putting.
I think we could get top 4. It'll be a push because those 4 teams above us have got, their squads are more seasoned. They've got more seasoned pros in their squads than we've got. We're still a developing side. I think we've got 11 players that are under 24 in a squad of 25, 23 for Europe. And we don't have enough oven-ready players, in my opinion, enough experienced players, which is shown. And there's holes in our squad, isn't there? We badly need a backup left. Not a backup. Don't talk about backup. We're Tottenham Hotspur. We shouldn't even be talking about backups. But we badly need a quality left back to be brought in. I mean, I believe we need a quality left back more than we need an Eze. And I'd love Eze. But we need the quality backup. I said it again. We need the quality left back definitely in. And left centre back, we don't know what the situation with that is coming into January. And Vuskovic does come here. But he's 17. Ashley Phillips at Stoke. Can you pull him back? Dorrington's there. Quality baller of a centre back he is. Are these players ready? Or are they going to need another season or 2 or go out on loan again? That's down for the management, to decide, isn't it? So there are holes in this squad. And we don't want to go into the new year with injuries. We want Odegaard back. I know Yang Min Hook can come in. But again, another player who's got to develop and show what he can do. It's a good squad. Technically, it's an improved squad on previous squads, but it's still an immature squad. It's still the youngest squad in the Premier League. I think Chelsea can put out a younger one. It's still a young team. But I still think, I'm always hopeful. While we're in these competitions. Cup competitions can be won. So let's hope we get one for the younger fan base that have not seen it or experienced it. Yeah, but I still think we're going to have a very good season. And I still think we're going to nick top 4. But we're not going to win the league, that's for sure.
You still think we'll nick top 4?
Yeah, I do.
Okay. Let me just go to find Angus. Sorry, Angus has gone 2-1. And DJ's gone 1-0. And the last game for these 2 gentlemen, and then we're up to date with these 2, is this game here. I just think it's really tight. I just think it's so tight with all the teams. You're quite right. People will nick games off each other. And it will be down to... It is the nicking games of each other, but it's also getting your spurts, your 3-4 game wins on a 3-4 game run, and it's getting your spurts that I think gets people over the line, or gets people in a better position, should I say? But you've got to have them winning spurts. And at the moment, the only winning spurt that we've got is, apart from today, we've beaten Villa. So we want a 1-game winning run at the moment in the Premier League. It's about getting a result against Ipswich today and then going on to Man City, and and the games thereafter, and it's teams putting in spurts, so to speak.
It's coping with the congestion fixture. People complain about it, but I wouldn't have it any other way. If you're involved in it, because hey, while you're involved in competitions, you've got a chance of winning them, haven't you? No, so like bring it on, bring on the Man United home game, because this is what you want. They're the games you want to see.
Yeah. Sevilla played last night, did they? Okay, if they did, then I have to scrub these two scores. If they did, I missed it. Sevilla played last night. Go and look at that. Sorry, Adrian, you carry on while I look at this, because I didn't realise Sevilla played last night.
Yeah, I mean, we don't know. I mean, there's so many imponderables. I mean, we don't know how these other teams are going to cope with injuries and all that. Look what Man City have started, right? No De Bruyne, no Rodri, key players. I mean, they are really key players for them, and they've started. So if, other teams suffer with unfortunate injuries, it has a big effect. It has a big effect. I mean, look at us. We're a bit nervy because, like, we're now playing Davies and Dragusin as a centre pairing, and because they haven't. It's not so much Davies; he's solid, but I mean, Dragusin, he needs to develop an understanding it alongside a centre back he's going to be playing with, and he hasn't played enough games. He's shown flashes of being good and flashes of being bad, in my opinion. And I won't judge him to the end of the season. This is an issue for us. We've got an issue at left back. So you doggy's got to start upping his game. And then he gives us a lot of drive down the left-hand side, a lot of power. So he's got to rediscover his form, get his mojo back. On the right, same with Porro. And like, if we don't concede stupid goals, we'll be fine. And then it's a question of like, Angie's got so many permutations in midfield to use. We know the solid midfield that's worked well against Man City and Villa. But that won't be the midfield for every game. He's going to have to rotate. And against teams like Ipswich, I can see Maddison, if he doesn't start, coming on and having a say. But I understand fans would want to go with the same midfield against Man City and Villa, So, I mean, but I don't know, what do you think Ipswich would do? I think because they haven't won in 10 games, I think they're going to do what most teams that do to come to the stadium. They're going to sit back, try and get something on the break, and every time they get a corner or a free kick, they're going to throw bodies forward. And I just think that'll be it. What do you think?
Ipswich play the same style of football. McKenna's got a way of playing football. It's the same as that Southampton manager. They've both got ways of playing football, and they will set their teams out to go and play. Yeah, away from home, you're going to be you'll play the same system type thing, but you'll be a bit more defensive. You won't be, you won't be pushing and playing as if you were at home type thing. So I think that Ipswich will come out and play the normal game that they play, but it's the same as other teams that have come to Tottenham Hotspur Stadium so far this season. These teams haven't gone away from home and been pumped by other sides. Villa haven't been pumped away from home until they got pumped by us. Brentford haven't been pumped away from home like we pumped. Everton haven't been pumped since we beat them. Yeah, so with the teams that we've been beaten by 3s and 4s, right? They haven't been pumped by a lot of other teams away from home. But yet we've managed to do it. So it's something about the way that we play. And as I said, I think football's played similarly by everybody now. Similar tactics are employed by everybody. Your high lines and stuff like that. And it's just, for me, who comes out better on the day and who does it on the day. Sorry, you just got Chang is here, and he was saying hello. Chang, I'm not going much longer, mate. And I didn't message you because I knew that you spend time with your daughters, and I weren't going to take that away from you. So I never messaged you about today, because I started it at 10 o'clock rather than 9 o'clock. But yeah, thanks for the offer. But today I didn't message you today, and I'm not going much longer today anyway. So yeah, Sevilla played last night. They did. I've just realised that. I've just taken DJ's and who just gave me the scores, and Angus's scores out of it. And for the people that had Leganés, one person had it spot on, someone like me had Leganes to win 2-1, but I get a point for that. Can I put my prediction in for the Sevilla game, says the Sheriff. He's a cheeky giddy. If my predictions are as good as yesterday, we will be third tonight.
Go Graham then.
I'll tell you what, Graham has not done badly. But can I say you've been absolutely trumped? I'm not going to give anything away. But so far, we've had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We've had 8 games played so far. And there's one competitor who's only got 5 scores in them 8 games. But all 5 scores are green.
Well done, whoever that is. It's not me, I know that.
So there's a person.
I think I'm sitting on 5 points. I think I've got 5 points at the moment.
There's a person after 8 games who's sitting on 15 points. He got 5 greens, three nothings and 5 greens at the moment. Only one person's got that, and it's just unbelievable.
It's good fun. I mean, and the fact that you're throwing them bonus games, that really puts the cat among the pigeons. It makes it more of a lottery. Well, a lottery in the sense that, well, even that's not quite true, because if we were great at predicting the Premier League ones, we'd all be sitting on with pots of money in the bank. You know what I mean? But
yeah, we would do. But yeah, so there's one person that's doing really, really well. Yeah, that's what I'm going to say. One person at the moment. Be interesting to see what the scores are like today. But one person at the moment has got 15 points, 5 greens, no oranges in 8 games. So they've done well. Let's catch up with where we are. So you've got Ian saying, I'd like to see Gray given a start in midfield at some point. Ian, I'm totally with you, because I feel that him playing at left back, there's a school of thought of me that says that he is a DM, right, for all intents and purposes, right? And everyone tells me that his best game last year was against Chelsea, playing in DM. People at Leeds say that he is a defence. He played a 6 role at Leeds, but then would cover at right back. I'm just wondering, is Postecoglou playing him at centre back, right back, left back to get his more, to learn more defensive traits for when he does put him into midfield? But I certainly would like to see him play in his natural position and not just out of position. Arsenal play with Thomas Partey at right back, what I have done the last few games, because of injuries. And Thomas Partey, in the midfield, he looks a really good player, but when he plays right back, he's all over the place. So, at the end of the day, play the players. I know that if you're short-handed, fine, but don't just play the players for the sake of it in them positions. Give him a chance. If you don't think your sixes are doing it, give him a chance. Let him come off the bench and play 6. At the end of the day, I'd like to see that as well. Angus is saying, if we will win it, be absolutely massive for us, which I think we can cause Chelsea defensively. Their goalkeeper ain't that good. Daniel Coyes says, Ipswich don't play like that, Adrian. Ipswich are too naive for this division. They are open. Cap and Pants says, on paper, it has all the makers of a 7-0 Spurs win. Good morning, Finn. Finn is here. Says, big up Jose, Adrian, and the rest of the chat. Good morning to you, Finn. I hope you're well, sir. I hope you're well. The Sheriff is saying, at home. Oh, where are we going with Sheriff? The Sheriff, where is he? I've just lost the Sheriff's comment. He says, at home, yes. Away is a different story. Kamikaze football, according to some. Mr. M is here saying, good morning, Coys. Good morning, Mr. M. It's been a while. It's been a while, Mr. M. Daniel Coys says, screw predictions. Spurs GCTV says, wow, 5 greens. Congrats to whoever that is. At the moment, they sit on 5 greens, this person. And it's just interesting because I don't think the person's going to affect the top 10, but they've got 5 greens at the moment. Grant says, good luck, Jose and Spurs fans. I'm off now. Enjoy the rest of your Sunday. I think of me working the night shift for the next 3 nights. Grant, thank you for being here, mate. I wish you all the best. Enjoy your week, and hopefully I'll see you Friday. Square pegs, round holes. I've said it a million times on diehards. Queen Ellie says, Ian, our midfielders are in front of Gray.
They are at the moment, anyway.
Yeah, but they don't all play 6.
No.
Okay.
I think that when this change happens, it will be how we go in the Europa League. Because if we get to that stage where we win the next couple, we got Roma at home and think them Rangers away, both winnable, right? If we come out of that and we know that we've qualified, because I remember seeing on We Are Tottenham TV with Ben and Sim, I think they said it doesn't matter where you finish, as long as you're in the top 8 to qualify for the next round, it doesn't affect who you get. I thought there might have been some seeding whereby the higher you finish, you played the.
I thought there was. I thought there was
if you finished top, you'd finish the lesser team in the playoffs, the worst team in the playoffs. But they say it doesn't work out that way. I mean, I haven't sourced it. I mean, like, because it's just too early, to go there. But so if it doesn't matter, then that gives more chance of being a situation like when we was previous in league groups, and you could have a dead rubber and play these players. I think that would help. That would help if we we should be able to get ourselves in a situation, even with like the last 2 games to go, where we know like we're already there. We're already in the next round, because the last 2 games are in January anyway. So, yeah, against Elfsberg's one, isn't it? And might be, I don't know, might be Hoffenheim, might be the other one, I'm not sure.
Adrian Delou, take care, mate. Saying see you later to us.
See you later, mate.
And cheeky comment, come on Ipswich. Didn't expect nothing less from Vindaloo.
The one other thing that's been playing on my mind is, we didn't have 4 academy trained players, so our Europa League squad's restricted to 23. And we know that the under 21s on the B list, they have to be with the academy for 2 years. What I would like to know is by January, Jose, is if any of them that have been with us for 2 years in the academy would have reached 3 years by that time, and then can we then increase our Europa League squad accordingly? Now, I don't know if you can do that mid-season even. I haven't sourced this either. It's to me what I think. No, it's a sort of grey area, but I was just wondering, like, because you've lots of things going around. Get rid of Werner, give Spencer Europa League spot, because this is going to affect our transfer policy in January. If we're full with Europa players, what's the point going for a Europe, unless it's a really superb European player that you don't mind bringing in just to play the rest of the league games? What's the point of going out in January in a transfer window and bringing in a European player if you can't put him in the Europa League squad?
But if that European player is Marcus Edwards, you can.
Yeah, because he was with our academy. Yeah,
that's it.
Yeah,
so if you buy a European player like Marcus Edwards, he goes straight into your squad. The Werner situation, I think, by hook or by crook, Spence will be drafted into that. We qualify for the next round. Spence will be drafted into that squad, and Werner is the likely person to drop out, and we'll put Spence in, because obviously we've seen.
Well, that's not written in stone, because Bergval's got to step up his game. He could find himself dropped out of that squad if his form's rubbish.
Isn't Bergval on the B list because he's under 21?
No, Bergval and Gray can't be on the B list because they weren't with the academy for 2 years. So those two don't count on the B list. They don't count for that because they haven't been with the academy for 2 years. Yeah, so I mean, I want Bergval to succeed, but he could turn out to be a dud. He's got to start showing it. There's a player in there, definitely a player in there, but he's got to show it. I mean, he's 18. He's got plenty of time. He could still go out and loan or whatever. Gray, to me, he's impressed because he's been tried in all sorts of positions. He's shown that a step up from the Championship hasn't really affected him. He played 90 minutes against Man City. He did okay against Matheus Nunes. To me, Gray's going to be fine, absolutely fine. Bergval's still got it to do. He's got it to do.
Right, so I've got to cut because I've got to shoot. But listen, tonight, Adrian, plug your show, tonight's show. Tell people where it's at.
Yeah, Ian will be hosting tonight's show at 8:00 GMT. So come along for that, guys. Get a few of you in the chat. We like to hear what you have to say. We'll see. It'll be the post-match Ipswich game, so hopefully we'll be celebrating a comfortable win. I still think it'll be close. Everybody's going for big scores, but I still think it'll be a close game, but we'll win. because I don't think Ipswich will play a gung-ho style of football, not because they haven't won in 10 games and their confidence must be low. So, yeah, I expect it to be, we've got to try and break them down and win. But, yeah, tonight's show should be good. They're always good on Sundays. We usually get a good following on Sundays. So, hope you all come along.
Have I lost you? Are you still there?
Yeah, I'm still here. I'm still here.
Oh, sorry. It must be my laptop. We skedaddled because of what you just said. Let's see if it comes up. Right, here we go. It's coming up now. Are away today.
Yeah.
I'm just trying to see what their away scores are, Adrian.
Oh, right. There's been a few comments on Bergville. David Clark always posts sensible comments. And, yeah, he's going to need a bit more time than Gray. He hasn't come from, like a championship. I think Bergville, he's 6'2". He's physical. He's a unit. So is Gray, 6'2", and all that. I just think Gray's more suited at this time. And I also think it depends who plays with Bergville. Let's be fair. I mean, Madison's not going to dig you out of a hole, is he? And he played with Bergville against Galatasaray, right? Angie's thought of saying, go and do it against them. And it didn't happen. So you need guiding influences alongside you when you're a young player in a side. And I just didn't think it was a strong enough midfield for that game. But it's done now. So, and Ange will be learning by his team selections as well.
It's not coming up. It's not letting me blood. All I can say at the moment, I can see that they've been beaten. Oh, it was gone now. They were beaten 4-3 at Brentford.
Yeah.
4-1 at West Ham. 4-1 at West Ham.
Didn't they draw the last game 1-1? Was it Leicester or someone?
I said, yeah, no, I'm talking about away from home. So away from home, they've been beaten 4-3. So they were 4 put past them at Brentford, 4-3, 4-1 at West Ham. They drew 1-1 at Southampton, 0-0 at Brighton.
Good point there.
They were, and that's it. That's their fault. That's their away. They've played. That's only the only away victories they're the only away results. Sorry, they got pumped 4-1 at Man City as well.
Yeah, they've yet to win. 5 draws and 5 losses.
Yeah. So away from home, they've been pumped by most teams. So, but yeah, right. So people go over to Spurs Diehards tonight, 8:00 in the evening, and go and watch the show that's being hosted by Ian. No doubt, Adrian, you'll probably be on there. Yeah. I said that I can come on, but I've told Ian that I can come on a bit later, about an hour into your show. I can come on. So whether you need me or not, I don't know. Remains to be seen. If you do,
come on.
If Ian needs me, then he'll let me know. If he doesn't, then I'll just watch from afar. But I wanted to thank also DJ Samuel for his super chat, and I wanted to say to everyone, look, whatever you do, enjoy yourselves today. Let's hope for a 3 points and a good victory. Send us off into the international break. And without further ado, for me, it's come on, you Spurs, in the big Ange. I trust. Take care, everyone. See ya.
Come on, you Spurs.